The NBA is one of those leagues where it's just there's constant drama. It's like
Yeah.
a little soap opera. And I love when the players get involved on Twitter and when they go
Uh-huh.
at each other. And so the NBA is one of those can't miss television, I would say. Can't miss league.
No.
Even though it's a little too long, but it's fantastic.
And there's enough guys and there's enough teams that it's like everybody can go, you know what, even if that's not my team, I still love watching X play. Now the drama is starting. I guess it's not even, it's been drama that they were trying to pretend wasn't drama. And now season opener is back full force. Ben Simmons, as of this morning, was thrown out of practice by Doc Rivers and suspended for the season opener. There was footage that emerged of him yesterday practicing, truly air quotes, in sweats with his cell phone in his pocket.
Are we surprised by any of this?
No, it was incredible. I'm like, yes, this is actually how, because the thing is, if he came and was like all in and doing suicide, you'd be like, this isn't real. So it's like, yes, he came back as his authentic self. And isn't that all we're asking people to be in this year of 2021? To just be themselves.
My favorite is that like he wasn't going to show up, and then he arrived I think, last
Made
week for
work.
COVID testing, just like, "Hey, everyone, I'm here," like acting like nothing at all happened. But then clearly, he hasn't changed. He still can't shoot outside of when he's at the rim, and he practices with his cell phone in his pocket. Nobody wants him there. And my favorite part about this is that Philly fans are so passionate,
Ooh,
some of
that's
the
a
most
very
passionate.
nice way to say it.
And I think they're I would be afraid to be on the streets if I was Ben Simmons.
100%. I would be terrified. He came back and he made everything worse, which is honestly, you have to admire that in a person that's like, put me in a room, things are going to go poorly. I do love that. I have a genuine soft spot for Ben Simmons because I loved the documentary about him called Benny, that was like all about his family and his road to the NBA. And he just comes across as such a sweet boy. And so I don't know what happened. I genuinely don't. But this really is drama that the rest of the country can get behind. And I think Philly is one of those towns that everybody at least knows the reputation that they can be absolutely brutal fans. And so when you see them angry, it is kind of funnier. It's like that, like, remember like Bagel Guy who was like freaking out? Like, it's like a man who's so angry about something that like he does not need to be that angry about. And that seems to be all of Philly fans. I am taking personal joy in it because Eagles fans have been taunting Indianapolis Colts fans because we are probably going to have to give up a first-round draft pick for Carson Wentz. And so they comment and troll on every single positive thing. And so it's like, yes, the Eagles are not that good. And also your team is in utter disarray. And I say that with absolute love for Doc Rivers. So, Megan, at this point, like, what do they even throw out? Good idea, bad idea, anything to help them.
Well, does anyone want Ben Simmons? Like, I know he wants to be traded, but does any organization
Yeah.
want him? I mean, at first it was like, I thought maybe the Bulls would take Ben Simmons, and I was going to talk myself into it. But then they got Zach LaVine, and then they got Ball, and it was like, okay, do they really need Ben Simmons?
No, you can't have a Ball
so.
and you can't have a Ball and a Simmons. No.
No, I don't think that will work. And then, you look at the situation in Brooklyn, like they already have their own issues with Kyrie.
Yeah.
They don't want Ben Simmons. I don't know if anyone really wants him. Like, what's he going to do? Where is he going to go? And what's Embiid going to do? Like, is Embiid going to personally escort him out of Philadelphia? I mean, he might.
And I do think that the 76ers front office was doing a pretty good job of being like, listen, he's really good. Just trying to be like, we don't want to say we got a lemon when we got a lemon. And he obviously can score some points, but what they want for him in return, it's as insane as the LA housing market. Like, I'm not saying he's a tear down, but the kitchen definitely needs some work. So I am shocked he's not on the Pacers at this point, because I'm like, Indianapolis seems to just be a dumping ground for Philadelphia trash at this point. Not that he's trash and not that Carson Wentz is trash. I'm just saying hypothetically. And I really, they're going to have to bring the price down, but it seems like Doc doesn't want him there. Embiid does not want him there. He doesn't want to be there. I don't even know how this come back and practice for 2 days idea came about, but they got it. You're right. He's not safe in Philadelphia. He is truly unsafe in that city.
I agree. I just, I don't understand. It's like, dude, no one wants you. Just go take this off season, work on your shot, come back with your tail in between your legs and just play. I mean, the only way that this could go well was like if he issued an apology to Philly and there's a drive to deep left field by Castellanos. I'm just kidding. But if he issued an apology to Philly and then he comes in and he just balls out, like then it would be fine. We forget about it. It's over. But he couldn't even do that. So now I think the process is over. If I'm a 76ers fan, I no longer trust this process, which is really unfortunate because they built it up. They centered all their marketing around this. You get Simmons, you have Embiid. It looks like you're going to have a great team.
They've got some great young guys too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the guy who was vlogging in the bubble, I love him. Was that Tobias? Maybe that was him. Someone was vlogging and I loved him, and he's young. But it is, you got to get him. You got to get him out of there. And if he comes to Indianapolis, will be nice. That's what I know about Indy, unfortunately. So I guess that's a landing.
He's such a unique player though. Like he's a 7-foot point guard. You don't get that a lot. He's a great defender. Like, I mean, if you're 7 foot, like, can't you learn how to shoot? Like, I mean, look, I'm saying this as someone who is probably the worst person at basketball in the entire country.
Wow.
But I mean, I'm really bad, Meg.
I'm pretty bad. I'm pretty
bad. But I could definitely take a charge. But he can't do it. So I think, I don't know. Someone has to take Ben Simmons off Philly's hands.
Yeah, I played recreational basketball for 1 year in middle school. I scored 0 points. I fouled out of multiple games. And my biggest highlight was one game my parents were out of town and I just had my braces tightened and I took too much Tylenol. And in the middle of the game, I puked through my hands onto the court. And I heard people go, her parents are out of town. Like, of course, this is what happens when you leave.
Did a babysitter have to like take care of you, clean it up? What happened?
I ran to the bathroom. By the time I got back, it was cleaned up, but I was definitely on the bench. So